Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Monster Train episode. Uh we died on the last one. I'm recording this about like 3 hours later into the day than usual. So hopefully that'll make a bit of a difference to my performance. I just had a very unlucky time with Darkest Dungeon. Some unfortunate recording and audio issues. My audio gate screwed out completely, and it's quite unfortunate. Slay, gain armor 10, revenge gain. Ooh, this is the best form of this. We've got quite an interesting combo over here. It's my favorite form of the Hellhorn champion, because if you can get him. No. If you can get the Hellhorn champion to get these first kills, like my perfect combo for this would most probably be something along the lines, deal damage equal to... I've never used that successfully. That was actually pretty fun. Cool. If you can get him to ball out, you're gonna have a good time. That's my experience with this. And I'll put you there. For now, we're just going to follow the usual step-by-step guide, which is inevitably just get your champion thick. That is the step-by-step guide by Pauly. Just get your champion to fight the boss and make sure he can own the boss on the first fight. Not bad at all. I've been wanting to try more Ascend stuff. So although that armor is really good, I want to try some Ascend stuff. Already got the stealth. Yeah, I don't want to go too heavily into this. It's an archetype I'm not that comfortable with. I think having this for some later strong burnout unit might be I think we've done a Hellhorned Molten run. This is quite interesting. I'm trying to figure out how they would... Oh, whoa. I'm trying to figure out how they would best interact with each other. This opens up some interesting stuff for us to do. Both of these units, actually. We can take Lady of the House and just pray to God that we can actually get a... what's it called? The heal card that we just picked up. Or we can go for Lady of the Reformed. Make her thick by doing so. And then we can focus a bit more on... Yeah, that feels good. That feels very good. And then focus a little bit more on getting some of the strong burnout units. I think that's a pretty decent way to try and handle this. The top guys are going to get up and deal... What? 15 damage to the pyre? How much damage do you guys do? 10-1. So it's going to be 369. 6. It's going to be 6 damage to the pyre. As long as she gets hit, she's going to be a proper tank. So this is essentially going to be our flaws. There we go. Getting both of those. They're going to have 1 damage by the time they reach the top, which doesn't really bug me. That's fine by me. So the idea here is to have our champion, get the last hits, get those slay triggers, which should happen more often than not. And then hopefully they can just brute force survive the boss. Oh, you're actually surviving. Don't know how I'm going to kill you then. I'm only dealing 1 damage though. Yeah, so we just absolutely annihilate the boss. Right, that is not how we want to play this. Definitely not how we want to play this. Deal 5 damage to enemy units. Armor. I'm gonna stick with my little armor friend. I like that card a lot. More ways of applying burnout. I don't want to go too heavily into... I want 1 melting floor. The rest I want to be Hellhorned. So I don't want to go too heavily into this. I will pick up a molded. It is really handy to have. Especially if we can maybe remold our champion onto the floor that the burnout lady is. Then that can have a pretty successful time for us. Here we're getting a Hellhorned opportunity with a duplicate. And that's our last unit banner. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have to find a card that we want to duplicate. Yes. That's exactly what I want there. And then I want to give this unit multi-strike. Oh. Oh, man, this is going to be rough. You know what, actually? Yeah, I think that's... There's 2, and she's 3 right now. Oh, they're never going to be able to be on the same floor. Either way. You can reform this Drake, bring it back. Paraffin Enforcer, he can have some extra damage. And... I actually think I'll just... No, I'll just... having that unit be 3 burnout is actually worth a lot. With that damage. This doesn't feel like it's going to go in a great direction for us. I'm going to be honest. Not having any Hellhorned unit banners coming scares the living hell out of me. I'd rather have the heal. Then we might be able to get away with just avoiding all of the Ember things. I think we are going to have 1 Ember thing on after this Dauntless fight. Now, Daedalus fight, sorry. With this Daedalus fight, it's gonna be difficult for us to decide what we're taking afterwards. I think we need to take capacity, but the thing is I really don't want to. Wait, what is your thing? Die, please. No, that's terrible here. Yeah, not much to do here, to be honest with you. Getting multi-strike on our champion would be pretty good. That's definitely a big boy play. And I just did this so that any of the dregs we might end up playing here have a little bit more of a lasting effect. I think I have to battering ram here to not take a lot of damage. And playing that is useless. I'd like to maybe draw it in a turn where I can get some good value out of it. Let's keep doing this. You can do that just to keep the... Don't know why I'm trying to keep a train steward alive, but you know what? It is what it is, and we can get another train steward up here. I thought, and I thought about ascending the Drake up 1 level and then later on try and ascend the Lady of Reform up. It's tempting. If I knew we were going to go into the boss next turn, I would have done that. 100%. Wait, how are you getting? Oh. There's really not much I can do on any floor right now. Our champion's just stacking up damage and armor, which is pretty much what I want for the champion. Oh, we can totally kill you without you even reaching our champion. Right, so our bottom floor is pretty scary right now. We just took out the boss using a Drake. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. But both of these can help us scale up quite terrifyingly. I'm gonna start with Reinforce. Yes, this is who I wanted. This guy goes with our champion. And we have to take capacity. Yeah, we have to take capacity. I don't really see another way around it. And we are going Hellhorn side. Going to remove Train Stewards. Our dregs can still add up to a decent amount of damage. 2 rail beaters? That's too much. I'm going to be playing ping pong with the enemies eventually. I think I'm actually hitting skip on that one. As strange as it is, I think I'm just hitting the skip on that. I haven't really put any thought into what our duplication is going to be. Fortify? Issue is we don't have any of the like big chatty awoken melting cards yet. This is such a difficult decision for me. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do here. Let's duplicate the thick drag? No. You know what? I'm just gonna cop out. Multi-strike? No. Slay gain, revenge gain. Slay gain 10. No. Dipping into that one would be good. This deck feels so strange to me right now. I'm not sure what we're doing. Like, this deck feels incredibly strange. So, we'll see where we end up. I need a way to increase capacity by 1 more. Because right now I just have a 25 thick guy just chilling, you know. I will start out like this again. Oh, he didn't draw what we wanted here. Oh, you're not going to get your revenge triggers now. It should be okay, to be honest with you. And we can do this. Unfortunately, didn't get that cash, didn't draw a torch that round. We got our big drag, and now we can fit in a bit of a smaller drag at the back there. We can keep stacking armor up on... I think our champion is the best bet. Although now his damage isn't going to scale up because he's never going to get hit. It's a bit of a miscalculation, but that shouldn't affect this fight for us. We should still be absolutely fine on this one. These units are going to make it up to the pyre. Not dealing enough damage. I know that's a bit weird, but my whole thought process there. Oh, I don't know the boss is it. My whole thought process there was just get him out. The train steward's going to die. The train steward's going to die in front, and then behind him would be the champion that could take a bit of hits. I think our candle thing, Lady of the Reform, I'm actually going to set up on top now. I think that's actually what I'm going to do. Give Rage. I don't think we need... I don't want to say we don't need it because you're all going to probably end up needing it. I'm going to take Subsuming Blade for the sole reason of we need to be able to target that backline. I've been burnt by that so many times and I have no shame in coming this way. Feels like the more logical side to turn to. Although we haven't upgraded our spells and I would really like to upgrade some of those. Stop giving, as much as I love this, stop giving it to me, please. Don't want quick either. Do. Okay, let's get this rail beater nice and tanky for the bottom floor. Yeah, this... I feel like we'll be fine up until when we run into the difficult bosses. You know? The difficult bosses I'm talking about. And the deck really needs to tighten up before we get to that. Before we get to that stage. Okay, I said I want to try and set this up on the top floor this time around. Interesting that that made such a big difference, to be honest with you. Very interesting. Our champion was actually supposed to go in the middle. Man, I keep screwing these up. I'm not going to try and focus on the money. I'm just going to try and focus on getting all of my placements set up correctly. The middle floor right now isn't amounting to much, really. This is the guy with sweep, isn't it? Oh? And why are you dying? Oh, because you're not, so to say, invisible. Man, this deck is... I've built a very all over the place kind of deck here. No one hit them, so they just burnt out? Oh, that's stupid. Alright, so after all of that effort, I just ended up in pretty much the same place as usual. Man, these guys are gonna hurt our top floor. Pa's gonna take quite a hefty, unfortunate punch with this one. I piloted this very incorrectly. Armor on friendly units in total. Yo, this card is mad. I thought it just took like a specific front. Like in my mind, I now know what I've been reading this entire time was just what I thought it should be. It was this card essentially. Move units to the front, or the front unit's armor is used. Good lord, that's insane. I do like this card though. That can get our champion all up at the front again. This is a cool card. We never have enough energy to warrant an X card. I really want to upgrade my spells, but I hate to admit it. I think we need the Pyre HP to beat Fel. I don't know how we're going to get through Fel's units. I think I have to come this way. I don't want to. I want to get holdover on our armor spells. When you play a random card in your hand is reduced to 0 until the card is played or discarded. Yeah, that's something. That is something. Both of these are really, really good, but I think this one is more consistently good, seeing as we do have some 0-cost cards to get the chain. What is up with giving me large stones? Guys, I can't use them. I appreciate them, but I can't even upgrade my units anymore. I'm gonna have a welder helper that's got 25 HP. Isn't that sad? Should have probably removed a card. If we do beat Fel without taking any power damage, I'm gonna be very upset with myself. But I'd rather be safe than sorry like I was in the rest of the week's episodes. What are you doing, Fel? Okay. So we'll play our champion first. With the Paraffin Enforcer behind it. And these cards have become free. And take you out and we can damage you at least. Then on the top floor, we want that. And on the bottom floor, we want this. Getting rid of those blight cards are a joke right now. It's so much easier. And get rid of you with that. Why didn't something become free? What? When you play a unit? I thought it was when you played a card. Oh, man. That pyre damage doesn't count as the pyre damage I'd be angry about. That was normal pyre damage. Anything really that can keep our bottom floor alive is pretty decent here for me. Don't mind it whatsoever. Okay, we don't have any units to play, so I have to play those. Which is very, very unfortunate. Are we looking up here? Okay, you guys are going to get through to the pyre. Not much I can do about that. Until the statues are dead, but the statues are dead now. Our champion is finally ramping up. This deck takes so long to get going, but I think I have finally figured out how to do no, we still haven't drawn our big boy. Dang it, that is unfortunate. But I think we need to get the damage going on the top floor. Even if it is just with... Oh, here you are now. Welcome. And this counts as a unit, so I'm going to do that. And take you out. Both of you as well. Okay, starting to feel better. Our pyre is still going to take a nasty, nasty hit on this next one. I'm glad I healed. Let's just put this. Let's just put it that way. I'm very glad I healed. There we go. I'm gonna play these just so we can 156 damage. Card doesn't consume, so there's a chance to come back to us. Our champion on the middle floor is going to need a bit of help. Get that out of the way. I can play that, but it's not going to make much of a difference. Our top floor should be able to handle the boss. Pretty certain of that. Yes. Okay, this has been a... This has been a very interesting fight. But you at least saw what my plan was with playing the candles on the top floor now. Is if we do have... We can just push whatever needs to be on that floor up. But I've also learned that it's a good idea to... 15 damage for 1 energy? No thanks. I think energy's fine now with the alcohol we got. And I'm gonna have to go high HP side. I think it's the only way we're going to. That is so tempting. But I need the HP. And we can finally stop at a shop for our spells. Hold over, please. Yes, please. You would be nice if you were cheaper, but so would you. I think I'd like that to be cheaper. Subsuming Blade dealing 27 damage, or cleansing, purifying cleanse healing for more. Subsuming Blade. Alright, what champion we get? Gain Revenge 5, 40-40. I think I'm just going to stick on that tree. Our champion needs to get kills, needs to stay alive, and needs to ramp up every fight he's in to actually get us to beat the boss. When you play your first Blight card each turn, restore high HP. When summoned friendly units get +1 for each Blight card in your deck, playing a Blight card deals 100 damage to the front end. Can I be honest with you? I know that these are technically boons, but I don't want to mess with that now. We take so long to draw into the cards we already need that I don't want to mess with any of that right now. I don't think it's the right time to be playing around with that. I'm never turning that on ever again in my entire adult life. Screw that. Okay, you need to go on top. So do you. And then you are once in the middle. Strange way to start out. I agree. Oh, but this is the reason for it. I want that on the bottom floor. Then I want this just because it makes something else cheaper. I need to constantly be playing that. Get our subsuming out, get that out. How's the top floor's damage? Not enough. Alright, so once again we need to get this out. I'll play you here on the off chance I draw what I want. Are you looking down here? You're fine. Get that up to try and help you out. And... okay, our damage is a big problem. And now our energy is a big problem. I think we're just straight up gonna die on this one. If I'm 100% honest with you, I think we just we're just in trouble. Nothing is dealing enough damage to get through these tanky units. Except up higher. It's about the only thing that's dealing enough damage to get through these tanky units. This down here again. This up on here. And these guys are just going to make it up to the pie every time. And by chance, we once again have enough energy to play all of the blight things. But yeah, no, we're in some serious trouble. Our Pyre's hit points have not dropped nearly as drastically as I thought they would have by this point. Which is definitely a good thing. But all in all, we are in a heap of trouble. And we just never drew the Drake. The Drake that I have put so much faith into. That I've been trying to get to work for so insanely long. Just never drew it. And we can do this. We can do this. Then we can do this. And we can do this. That's about as far as I could have taken that one, unfortunately. Guys, I'm terribly sorry. I tried my best to pilot that deck into a direction that made sense. But alas, it's just... it wasn't meant to be. But that was an interesting combination of units for us to try and get into a decent win. But I knew if our champion wasn't getting those last hits, then I knew we were in trouble. I think combining that with Slay or some Rage Potions. I think that Rage Potion I skipped out on. Might have been a key to getting our champions ramp up. But hey, that's how you learn. And thank you guys for watching very much. I know it's frustrating. I too am quite frustrated. But we've at least made it up to 10 now. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you did enjoy it. And I'll catch all of you next episode. Cheers.